Now, the month of July's program just dropped, and the Lightning card is going to be none other than Joey Votto. We're going to go throughout the entire program, and we're going to check out each and every single card there is. So, Kendall Graveman, he gets the closing pitcher card that has a sinker, a changeup, a slider, a cutter, and a four seam. 125 hit per 9, 101 K per 9. That is pretty amazing attributes, especially for a pitcher, and he does have pretty good control as well. And everybody knows, in order to be a good reliever inside this game or pitcher in general, you need to have those two fastballs at least. You need to have either a sinker and a four seam, or a sinker and a cutter, and he has all three. And then he has the changeup and slider, two different off-speed movements in terms of off-speed in general. So this card is going to be decent, but it's not going to be one of the end game cards in terms of relievers. Then we also get ourselves Frankie Montas. Frankie Montas is going to have a sinker, splitter, four seam slider, 93 hit per 9, 85 K per 9. This isn't a game breaking card, nor is it going to make any of your Diamond Dynasty rosters, but it's still a decent card, especially if you ever need to go ahead and grind out innings or anything along those lines with the Oakland Athletics. He's not going to have any quirk that actually make him stand out either, since he is not someone that would have outlier. Austin Riley finally gets the diamond card, 94 overall, platoon hitter, great against righties, and then against lefties he's decent at a 75-75. In order to get the 80 power threshold, he's going to have to go ahead and be superfractored. But all around, I think this card is okay. I think it could have been juiced up a little bit more, but they decided not to. This was one of the players I thought was going to go ahead and get the Lightning card, since he was also amazing for the month of July. Instead, he gets a 94 overall, but a pretty good 94 overall. 111, 125 is great contact numbers. 71 power versus right. I wish it was juiced up a little bit more so he could have hit that 80 threshold, but I think he'll still be great. 105 power versus left is also amazing. And then when we're talking about the fielding, let me go ahead and just minimize my camera really quickly. 88 fielding, 92 reaction. Diamond reaction, once you parallel him up to parallel 2, he's going to have diamond fielding at shortstop. But the thing to look at here is that he can play catcher, he can play first base, second base, third base, left field. So you have yourself a utility bat that is great against left-handers. And then Brandon Lowe, whichever one of the two it is, you get an okay contact hitting card against right-handers, but great power against right, and then great contact and power against left. 85 fielding at second base means gold fielding. If you superfractor him, he's going to have diamond fielding. 88 reaction means at parallel 2, he's going to have diamond reaction. So not a bad card at all, especially considering his swing. But once again, it's just not going to make the cut most likely against most of the second basemen we're already using inside the game. Walker Buehler, four-seam knuckle curve, cutter, two-seam slider. Decent card, not game-breaking, not game-changing. 110 hit per 9, 85 K per 9. And then for the quirks, I highly doubt he has any outlier. So yeah, not a game-breaking card, a pretty decent usable Walker Buehler. But opposed as to what we've gotten for Team Affinity 3, I do not think he replaces any of those starting pitchers if you already have all of them. And then AJ Pollock, he's going to have a great contact hitting card, as I said, and then a great power hitting card. This is actually an amazing card, especially for left field. 96 overall. When we're talking about the fielding, he has gold fielding at left field, and then 85 reaction, which means superfractored. He's going to have diamond reaction. 80 arm strength is pretty good as well. And then 75 speed, that's also really good as well. To me, out of all the cards we've seen so far, this is definitely the best one and the one that's going to be most useful, since a ton of people don't have great primary left fielders. Harrison Bader gets the center fielder card. I'm surprised they nerfed his contact and power against left-handers so much. He's another platoon hitter, but he's reverse platoon as he's great against his own side rather than being great against left-handers. What really made him a high overall card is the fielding and reaction, as it's both a diamond and 95 speed. He's going to be one of the best defensive center fielders in the game, but unfortunately the hitting, you would probably take Byron Buxton over him still. And then last but not least, we have ourselves Joey Botto. He gets a 99 overall Lightning card that is amazing against both sides. He has great contact against both sides. He has great power against both sides. And the fielding at a go, the reaction at an 88, which I will go ahead and show it right here. It's pretty decent. But I'll be honest and I'll tell you all why this card right here, despite it being an amazing card, is still a disappointing card. we have a ton of free first basemen, left-handers as well, right-handers as well, and if not free, or if not primary position first base is what I was trying to say, we have a ton of first basemen that can play first base as a secondary position that will give you the same production value as Joey Votto. I was really hoping that they would go ahead and give us a card that we were not expecting. That's the Lightning card. I would have taken a Juan Soto despite Juan Soto having that 97 overall, because I know that new Juan Soto card would have its fielding juiced up. I would have taken a Kyle Farmer just to have a different shortstop. And if you pay attention to the reward path, you will see, as expected, they did not go ahead and add a home run derby pack to it. I did not expect them to do either home run derby or all-star game pack, just because of the simple fact that they had just given us all-star game packs and home run derby packs. That's not all, though, when we're talking about new content today. If you go into the 5th inning and you go all the way down to collections, you're going to see that they added the July monthly awards collection. Make sure you go ahead and do this in order to get yourself 20K experience added to you. And then don't forget about the collections as well this time around for Mookie Betts, as he's most likely going to have the monthly awards voucher available, but it's still not added to this yet. So whenever they do add the monthly awards voucher, today should be the day that you can actually go ahead and unlock this voucher. So make sure you guys go ahead and lock him in, or lock that voucher in, and get yourself a lot closer to finishing up Mookie Betts. We also have a couple of new things added in terms of packs and headliners packs in general, as you can see. So we start with set 28 headliners. You get Austin Martin, another center fielder. So add Harrison Bader to the mix. You add Austin Martin to the mix. He has great contact against both sides. In terms of power, 77 power versus right is not amazing, but the beautiful thing about it is you parallel him up to parallel 3 and he meets that 80 power threshold. Another beautiful thing that I'm seeing is that he's an all-around utility player. So who wouldn't want an all-around utility player that can play the outfield, infield, and come into the game as a pinch runner? 81 fielding. Him playing a secondary until you probably got him up to parallel 3 or 4 is going to drop down to silver. Once you got him to parallel 3 or 4, it's going to be gold no matter where he plays. And then the reaction, if you play him at a secondary, will always remain silver no matter how much you have him leveled up. But if you keep him at his primary, parallel 2, he's going to go ahead and have gold reaction. The speed is decent as well. And then last but not least, they also went ahead and added a ton of new daily moments card. We got ourselves Max Schrock, we got Dylan Moore, Sebi Zavala, Jonah Heim, and we're gonna go ahead and check all those cards too out really quickly before we end the video, so we know which are the cards that we're taking. So Jonah Heim, he's gonna be a catcher, great power hitting numbers, and then fielding wise, he has an 86 arm and a 78 reaction. That's really good for catcher. I'd say this is a decent card. He's a switch hitter, so this is your upgraded version of Keibert Ruiz. So he's definitely a must-have if you were to ask me. Sebi, another power-hitting catcher. He has great hitting attributes. Once again, great arm strength, great, not reaction at a 78, great arm strength. Reaction is decent. And I think that if you were to pick between Sebi and Jonah, you probably pick Sebi just because of the higher contact numbers. And then Dansby Swanson, another, all of these Tops Now cards are looking like they're must-haves. 101, 90, 108, 101, and then gold fielding, 87 reaction, parallel 3, he gets diamond reaction. That looks like a must-have card. Dylan Moore, second base. He doesn't have the greatest contact numbers against right-handers, but besides that, everything else is great. He has 86 fielding, 90 reaction, which means diamond reaction, and he's a utility bat that can play anywhere on the diamond. That's another platoon hitter to go ahead and add to it. Max Schrock, great contact, meets all the power thresholds, plays first base and a ton of secondaries. Alright, this is the biggest W. When we're talking about Tops Now, this definitely is the biggest W, because I'll be honest with you all, none of these cards are unusable. Each and every single card is usable, so just go ahead and select whatever you need the most on your team, especially if one of these guys can replace one of those players, and I promise you, you will be happy. Have a blessed day and night. Stay positive, stay safe, stay blessed, and I will catch you all on the next one. Peace out.